Odds are you've been infected with a herpes virus, referring of course to the herpes viridae family, rather than its simplex virus genus, which includes the sexually transmitted herpes simplex virus 1 and herpes simplex virus 2. Because even if you're not among the 90 to 95% of adults who have contracted Epstein-Barr virus, also known as human herpes virus 4, which I talked about in a previous video, odds are you've been exposed to cytomegalovirus, also known as human herpes virus 5, which has seropositivity rates greater than 50% in most populations. In contrast to Epstein-Barr virus, which often causes infectious mononucleosis, the vast majority of cytomegalovirus cases are subclinical. However, it's worth noting that even a case of cytomegalovirus that goes unnoticed can still affect the immune system in profound ways. This is still an area of active research. But if we're going to talk about overt complications, the group of people the most affected by cytomegalovirus outside of immunocompromised individuals is pregnant women, in whom complications can cause miscarriages. Furthermore, intrauterine infections can cause congenital cases of CMV in infants, leading to deficiencies in hearing, vision, and neurological ability. While CMV tends to fly under the radar, its disease burden is such that significant resources have been put into vaccine development for it. The results to date are promising, with multiple phase 2 and 3 trials currently taking place. But while the focus of vaccine development right now is on the particularly vulnerable populations of immunocompromised individuals and infants, I wonder whether CMV vaccination for the general population could be a future outcome, given that CMV infection has been linked with atherosclerosis, cancer, and increased susceptibility to other infections. I think it's pretty cool that we live in a time where considerable resources can be devoted to curing or vaccinating against non-lethal infectious diseases. But it also raises the question for me, like, we've got lots of infectious disease running around that is killing lots of people, like lots of people. And if it's a question of limited resources, you have to ask whether those would be better allocated elsewhere. Of course, I mean, it's not like there's one-to-one conversion between resources for different things. Like, you couldn't take vaccine development resources, whatever that means, whether it's like, yeah, I don't even know what it means, I'm not an expert, but like, you couldn't just say to a lab researching a CMV vaccine, okay, go solve tuberculosis, because the way it looks like right now is we're not going to be solving it through vaccines. And hell, with tuberculosis, the problem is just getting drugs to people anyways. We have, like, it is, that's what sucks, it is curable. That's a bad example. Maybe HIV is a better example, but I think we're already throwing tons of resources at vaccine development there. It's just a really hard problem to solve. And so, yeah, maybe why not try to solve some problems that are a little easier along the way. So yeah, what do you think? Please drop a comment, tell me how stupid I am, because yeah, I didn't research this last part, I've just kind of done this off the top of my head. So yeah, maybe I'm just completely wrong. I'd love to be better informed.